Okay, so we are going to videotape these two rooms, and I'm going to actually videotape the perimeters of the room. I'm walking into the room now. I turn to my right, and you can see there's a short wall before it gets to the next wall, and then that wall goes down the length of the room to the corner, and it turns, and there's a doorway, and then the rest of this wall, which is directly across from the door I entered from, and we get to the end of that wall, and then there's a doorway here, and then there's a doorway here, and we'll go into this room. We walk into this room, and of course there's a door to my right, but behind the door is a wall that goes down beyond that little door there to another wall, and then we walk around, and you see where it meets the next wall, and then we'll turn and go along this wall to where it meets the next wall, which is this wall here, and then we come back to the doorway that I entered from, and then we'll walk out and make a right the direction I did not come from, and you see this wall goes down about 8 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet, and then juts out a little bit, and then it turns right again and goes a little bit back to the wall that has a doorway on it, back into the kitchen, and that's where I started from. So basically I have taken a video of the perimeter of these two rooms, carefully notating if there's a break in the wall, like for instance where there's a doorway, or back over here where the wall kind of juts out into, from two different directions. So long story short, the way that I would like you to measure, and this is not obviously your basement, but I'll bet it's not too far off. Of course, room sizes are different. But what I would like you to do is videotape the areas just like I did on your phone, and then let me be able to see that, and then I can tell you exactly where to measure from and to. Like for instance, in this room, the room that I'm entering into, the length of the room would be from where the carpet stops in the doorway to that far wall with the pictures on it. But the measurement would also include not only that dimension from that metal strip where the carpet ended to this wall, but it would add, you have to add a few more inches that goes into the doorway. Ah, there's Tux's old litter box. Poor little baby, but he had a good life. Anyway, you see how the carpet sneaks into the doorway. So for instance, from here where the carpet ends, back across the room to where the carpet ends in that doorway, straight ahead, that would be one dimension. And then the second dimension from this room would be from this wall, which has windows on it, but no doors, so it would be from the wall directly across into the doorway here, or the doorway here. That's where the carpet ends, but obviously it continues into this room. But again, from that wall into, let's say, the middle of this doorway. So now we have the length, which is from there to here into that doorway, and then the width, which is from that wall to this wall, but into this doorway. So that's the dimensions for one room. And then in here, we would go from the middle of this doorway, right here, to that far wall. So that would be one dimension in this room. And then in here, the other dimension would be from that doorway, again in the middle of the doorway, to that wall, which has no doorway on it. So for instance, let's say this was your layout, and you measured this from here to here, And then from here to there, now I have the dimensions of that room. And of course you will have already done the same thing in this room. So if you can take a video kind of like this one and then tell me the measurements for each room, I can then figure out how much carpet you'll need. If it makes it easier, you can actually videotape it after you've measured, and for instance, say while you're videotaping, okay, from this doorway to that far doorway on the end of the room is 16 feet. And then from that wall across the room to this doorway is 13 feet. So now I will have the dimensions for this room. And then, of course, you would do the same thing in here. Let's say from this doorway to that wall is 10.5 feet, and from that doorway over there to that wall is, let's say, 10 feet. Then you would give me those dimensions. So anyway, if you measured it before and then told me while you were videotaping, that would probably be easier for you, and probably less misunderstanding on my end also, just in case there was some. But long story short, that's how I would like you to measure. And of course you can call me and let me know anytime if you have a question or if I can help you out. You can call me anytime for any other reason too. I love you, baby. I love you so much, and I hope we can accomplish this pretty quickly so you have the size and dimensions that you need to go forward. All right, babe. I love you. Well, I guess I could probably say that about 1,000 times. So, you have a beautiful evening, sweetheart. I miss you. I miss your beautiful children. I wish I could have stayed longer, had more time. Please, I know Dawson won't know, but you can tell him I miss him. But please make sure you tell Everly that I miss her a lot, and I wish I could have spent more time with her. All right, sweetheart. Talk to you soon. Bye.